What's going on? What's going on, everybody? And welcome to Reactivate the Moment. Every Monday at 12 noon, I'm here, right here, getting ready to reactivate your moment, helping you to reach your best life, helping you to reach your best potential, and helping you to see the greatness that is in you. I want to thank each and every one of you that are tuning in. Do me a favor, like, comment, and share on this video. Like, comment, and share on this broadcast. Let me see you in the comments. Tell somebody I'm here, highlight them, tag them. Anybody you know that needs to be reactivated, that needs their week started off the right way. Do me a favor, like, comment, and share on this broadcast. Let everybody know what goes down each and every Monday at 12 noon for your midday motivation. I want to thank each and every one of you again for joining me today for Reactivate the Moment. I have a special message. But before I do, I want to give a couple announcements. One, I want to wish my best friend, my one of my best friends in the whole wide world, a young lady that I love extremely dearly. My best friend, her name is Aaliyah Hoyt, and she turned 3 yesterday. Yes, she is my best friend. She affectionately calls me best friend. I don't even think she knows my name, to be honest with you, but she's been calling me best friend so she could say the words best friend, and I love her and I adore her. I want to thank her mom and her daddy, Angel and Marcus, for having her and for blessing her with me, her best friend. Happy birthday, Aaliyah. I love you. Also, I want to do a quick shout out to my wonderful wife, Quinay. She is producing, and she's produced and written a play called What About Jesus? It's a stage play depicting the death, burial, and resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Listen, you do not want to miss it. If you've been to What About Jesus before, this one will be one for the books. I need everybody to be there. Do me a favor, go to www.qafordproductions.com, www.qafordproductions.com / What About Jesus to purchase your tickets. I need you to get your tickets. The show is April 18th. We have 2 shows, one at 12 noon and one at 6 p.m. April the 18th, 2 shows. If you want to come to both of them, that's fine. We just want your face in the place. I want to see you there. I want to see you to witness this awesome production. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. It is great singing, great acting, and all of that good stuff. I need you there. Please let me see your face in the place on April the 18th for What About Jesus. Listen, do me a favor, like, a comment, share, like, comment, and share on this broadcast. Like, comment, share on this broadcast. Let everybody know what's about to go down. And without further delay, I want to talk to you today about delay is not a denial. Delay is not denial. Delay is not denial. And just a couple of things I want to share with you, man, because it's been on my mind. This has been on my mind lately, just about this delay thing and this being denied, man. It hit me heavy this week, just seeing people accomplish goals and seeing people seeing the goals come to fruition finally, and including myself. I'm seeing things for myself that has been coming to fruition that I've been waiting on and trusting God on, and it is happening, y'all, and I can't wait to display it and can't wait to show you. But I just want to let you know, just, have any of you ever felt like things skipped over you? Like, have you all been there? Have we been there to the place where it seems like things were skipped? We were skipped over. It seems like everything we did everything right, but nothing was happening. It seems like we could do all the good that we can do, and nothing ever happens. It seems like things were going great. It seems like things were going good. All of a sudden, things just start feeling like nothing was going to happen to us. We're watching everybody move forward, and it just seems like that we're stuck. It seems like that we're by ourselves. Seems like that we can't make ends meet. It seems like it can't go right for us. It seems like it's just delayed. It seems like it's denied. It seems like it's delayed. But what if I told you? What if I told you that just because, right? Just because it hasn't happened, just because it hasn't happened to you, doesn't mean it's not going to happen at all. What if I told you that just because it hasn't happened yet, or just because it hasn't happened to you, does not mean it's not going to happen at all? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you joined in. I'm glad you're tuning in because we're going to talk about why delay doesn't mean denied. We're going to talk about it. We're going to deep dive into why delay. We've heard it so many times. Delay is not denied. Delay is not denied. But I want to deep dive into it today. I want to deep dive into it today. And the first thing I want to talk about is how there's pain in the waiting. There's pain in the waiting. There has been and there can be pain in your waiting. There can be uh the reasons why you seem like things aren't happening the way they want them to, because there's pain there. Like you felt pain, you felt the frustration, you felt it felt like it felt like it felt like you were um in a mode, in a place in life where it was not happening for you. It felt like you were in a place in life where it was not working out for you. But what we have to realize is that yes, our delay can seem painful. Our delay can seem painful. It seems like that when we are delayed, and it seems like when we are it seems we're when we are denied, it seems like we are emotionally and physically drained. If that's you, raise your hand. If that's you, where you felt like you've been drained. You've been drained emotionally because it felt like things weren't happening. You've been drained physically because it felt like your dreams weren't coming to fruition. You've been just drained. And now you've got to a place where it seems like this thing isn't going to happen. We're exhausted, we're drained, we're mentally exhausted, all of the above. But what happens is the reason why there's pain in the waiting, because waiting can make you question your worth. Waiting can make you question your worth. Waiting can make you seem like that you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing. Waiting can make you seem like things aren't coming to pass. Waiting can make you seem like waiting can make you seem like it's that you're not worth it, that you're not meant to, it's not meant to happen for you, that it's you're not meant to thrive, that you're not meant to succeed, you're not meant to go forth. But what's happening to us is that when we get to the pain, when we get to the pain of the waiting, it will cause our mind to just kind of go into a area where it makes us feel we are unworthy. It makes us feel like we aren't able. It makes us feel like we aren't equipped to do it. It makes it feel like that things are beginning to be silent. And sometimes silence can feel like rejection. Oftentimes, the silent moments in our lives can make us feel rejected. It can make us feel like nobody is hearing us. It can make us feel like nobody is feeling what we're thinking. Nobody is feeling how our emotions. Nobody is feeling us. It makes it feel like that they don't want us around. The silence of people, the silence of the waiting. Because what happens when you're waiting? Think about it. What happens when you're waiting? You're waiting in a place where you're by yourself and there's nobody to kind of talk to, nobody to kind of ask questions. You can't ask questions to somebody else because you're by yourself. You can't bounce ideas off of somebody else because you are by yourself. And so the silence that we feel, the silence that we hear, it feels like it's rejection. It feels like things are being rejected. And what happens is we start getting to a place where we start comparing ourselves to others. Like, why am I not getting the blessing? Why are they getting the breakthroughs? And I know what they've been through. I know that they aren't right. I know they might have cheated. I know they might have scandaled their way to the top. Why is it that they're getting those things? And what happens is when we begin to compare ourselves to others, it intensifies our frustration. The comparisons that we feel, the comparisons that we make to other people, other situations, other circumstances, it intensifies your frustration. In other words, you're putting more on you than you already have. Yes, we already have more on us because we are frustrated, we are drained, we are fatigued, we are all this stuff. But when you start comparing yourselves to others, what happens is you intensify all of those things. It hasn't gone away because you keep looking at other people's lives, other people's situations, and you start comparing yourself to them. Then not only that, you start asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why not me? How come it's not happening for me? What am I doing wrong? Because when you start looking at the way other people are living, you think that you're living the wrong way. What I'm here to tell you that the way you're doing it, the way you're living is not the wrong way. It's just not your time yet. So the comparisons that we make are not good because it adds more to you and it decreases your value. Waiting is going to test your confidence. What waiting does, waiting tests your confidence like nothing else will. Waiting will cause us to say, man, okay, look, am I good enough? Like, in the waiting, it's going to test whether or not you really believe what you said you were going to do, or you really believe who you said you are. You wrote things down, you wrote dreams, you wrote goals down, you speak life to yourself, you tune in here on Reactivate the Moment, and then all of a sudden you start when in the waiting game plays a major effect, a major role on your life. And what happens is you start to test whether or not you are meant to be where you are, or you are meant to be where you're going. You start testing yourself because you're waiting, and you don't feel as confident as you once were. You don't feel as you don't feel as bold as you once were because you are waiting. I'm here to let you know that your delay is not a denial. Every now and again, when we get into this waiting game, we start lying to ourselves, man. We start lying to ourselves, man. Listen, we start telling ourselves lies like, if it hasn't happened yet, then it's not going to happen. How many? If that's you, raise your hand. If you've been there, if you've been there, if it hasn't happened yet, then it's not going to happen. I've told myself that lie so many times that, man, sure, I guess it's not going to happen at all because it ain't happened yet. It ain't happened yet because it's not going to happen at all. But what that does is it causes us to confuse delay with denial. It's a confusion there. When we start saying that it's not going to happen at all, we start telling the lies, and that we start putting lies in our head. Nobody's told us this. We put it in our head. We put it in our head, and what happens? It confuses us. It confuses the delay with denial. It confuses us by telling us that the waiting is our denial period. Our waiting period is our denial period, and that's not it. That's not true because it's not going to happen yet. It hasn't happened yet, brother, because it's not your time. Sometimes what we do the crazy thing like this. Sometimes we interpret our silence as no instead of not yet. Sometimes we do that. When we get to the silent, and when it's quiet, we interpret that as a no instead of interpreting it as a not yet. We interpret it as it being a denial instead of it being a delay. And what happens is once we do things of that nature, we begin to internalize timing as a failure. We begin to internalize the timing as a failure. When we get to a place where it seems like that the delay is a denial to us, we internalize it and we make the timing as a failure. And that's not it. Because what it is, timing is not the rejection of it. Timing is not the failure. Timing is positioning. Somebody put that in the chat for me. Timing is positioning. Because what the timing does, it puts you in the right place at the right what, y'all? Time. Timing puts you in the right place at the right time. And just because it's not your time yet doesn't mean that it's not your turn. Just because it's not your time yet doesn't mean it's not your turn. How many of y'all have been on a roller coaster? You've been waiting to get in the roller coaster, or you've been waiting in the line to get your food at a restaurant or anything like that. We've gone to restaurants, roller coasters, amusement parks, and we waited in line for long periods of time. We waited in line anticipating our time. When we're in a restaurant, we anticipate getting seated because we're hungry, especially after church. If any of you all have ever went to a restaurant after church, that's usually the longest line you'll experience on a Sunday because everybody is hungry after getting a word from God. And so we go to the restaurants after church and we wait because we go to some places that we like to eat. You're not going to anticipate certain things when you go to a new restaurant. You go to your spot where you like to eat and you're saying, man, I can't wait to get such and such and so and so. Or you go to that amusement park and say, man, I can't wait to ride that ride. And you can hear the laughter and the people and the cheers. And when you get there, you're waiting and you're wondering, okay, is it my time? Is it my turn? No, it's not your time. It's not your time yet. But when it is your time, guess what? You jump in and you're excited. I'm here to let you know that just because it's not your time yet does not mean that it's not your turn. In other words, you're still in the right position. position to receive the blessing. You're still in the right position to receive the breakthrough just because it's still your turn. As long as you keep yourself in the position, as long as you keep yourself along the right path, as long as you keep walking in that same direction towards your goal, as long as you keep walking in the same path towards your dreams, and guess what? It's going to be your turn. It's not your time yet because it's not your time yet because it is not your turn. Your turn is on the way. In other words, you can't continue to live your life in a denial. You have to live in a delay, meaning that things are going to come, things are going to happen. That's going to feel like it's going to tear you off your track. It's going to feel like it's going to tear you off. It's going to rip you from your path. But guess what? It's still your turn. Your turn is coming. You just have to be patient. Your turn is coming. You just have to be patient. We have to realize that what delay does, delay has several purposes. The delay that we're experiencing, it has several purposes. The first purpose is delay is preparation. The delay that you're experiencing is preparation. And what it does is it's building the capacity for what you're asking for. The delay is preparation. Somebody put that in the comment for me. Delay is preparation. It's building your capacity for what you're asking for. In other words, in order for you to receive what you've been asking for, you have to, one, not only be in the right position, but you have to be in the right state of mind. You have to be right mentally, physically, emotionally, because if someone was to give you something prematurely, you wouldn't know how to handle it. You wouldn't know how to handle that. You will, as they say now, you'll fumble the bag, right? You'll fumble the bag. Because what this delay season that you're experiencing is just building the capacity, man. It's building you up to receive the fullness of your blessing. It's building you up to receive the fullness of what you pray for. It's building you up to receive the full aspect of what you're doing, of what you've been dreaming of. It is your time. It's your time. It's preparing you. Not only that, but it's strengthening your discipline. It's strengthening your discipline. It's strengthening your patience, and it's strengthening your character. It does all of that. The preparation, it strengthens you. It makes you more disciplined to handle the breakthrough. It makes you patient to be ready for your breakthrough. And it builds your character to where you won't be acting funny once you get your breakthrough. See, that's the problem. A lot of us face the problem where we start acting funny when we get our little extra money. Let somebody you know win the lottery. Let somebody you know come into a little money. Or you're gonna see them acting different. You're gonna see their clothes change, what they ride in change, where they live change. But you got to stay the same character. You got to stay who you are. You got to stay who God created you to be. Because if not, guess what? You won't be able to handle the next blessing that's coming. Delay. Here it is. Here it is, y'all. Listen, write this down. Delay is preparation. Not only that, but delay is protection. Delay is protection. Some things aren't ready because you're not ready. Some things that you want aren't ready because you're not ready. It's just that simple. When we get into this delay period, we think that it's because man, it's not gonna happen. No. It's because you're not ready yet. That's all it is. You're not ready yet. And once you become ready, the preparation happens. Then the protection comes. It's protecting you. It's protecting you from the harm. Here it is. It's protecting you from the harm you will experience or you will put on yourself because you're not ready. We get so anxious sometimes to get certain things and to receive certain things that we don't even realize that we're not ready to receive them yet. We just want it so bad. We want a quick fix, so bad. But you need to have some little time put into it in order for it to taste good, in order for it to feel good, in order for it to be good for your life. So some things aren't ready because you're not ready. Or guess what? The situation isn't right yet. You ever notice that when you try to buy a house, they always say the housing market, this is not the right time to buy a house because the housing market is bad, meaning that this is the certain, you got to pay certain monies and things like that, and the time to buy a house isn't good for you at the moment. So you have to wait until the housing market is right, or you have to wait until some sales come for you to get the things that you want. When the situation is right, that's when you know. That's when you know. The situation might not be right for you yet. Yet. Keyword yet. That doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means that it's not right yet. So here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Delay is preparation. delay is protection, and delay is redirection. It's preparation, it's protection, and it's redirection. What does that mean? It means that what you thought you wanted may not be what you actually need. What you thought you wanted may not be what you actually need. In other words, every now and then we get to places where we see things that we gotta have. We want it because we want it. We want it because we ain't got it. We want it because we see somebody else with it. But it may, just because you're in that mode doesn't mean that it's what you don't need that in the time. You don't need that right now. You don't need it. Come on, let's be honest, man. How many purchases have we made in our lives where we went on a whim and went and got something, and we found out eventually we didn't even need it? How do you know? Because at the end of the day, what happened is you end up not even using it anymore, or it's in the garage or in the attic somewhere, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I forgot I had this, because you didn't need it in the first place. You didn't need it in the first place. You didn't. So we get to a place where we start changing directions, and since delay is a redirection, guess what it does? It can detour us to better outcomes. The redirection that we're about to experience, or the redirection that we're experiencing, it detours us to better outcomes. It does. You ever use your GPS and it says redirecting or rerouting, and it shows you another route, especially when you want to beat traffic? I hate traffic. I don't like it. I can't stand it. Whenever I see that red line on my GPS, I'm looking for the next best option. Or before I go somewhere, if you pull it up on the GPS, it shows you all about 3 or 4 different routes, and it shows you one that's going to take the longest, one that's the fastest, and one that's the least turns. I want the one that doesn't have traffic. I don't care how long it takes me to get there. I want the one that doesn't have traffic. Why? Because I hate it. So when I do run into traffic, it reroutes me. That's all that's happening to you right now. Your delay is just rerouting you to a better outcome. It's not a denial. It's not saying you're not going to have it. It's just saying that it's not. It's your turn. It's your time to be rerouted in another way. Why? Because there's an obstacle in front of you that you're not going to be able to handle. There's an obstacle in front of you that I'm not. God is saying, I'm not going to allow you to go through it or go to experience it, because I want you to receive what I have for you. What I have for you. And the reason why delay can be redirection, because sometimes, here it is, sometimes if your blessing came too soon, it might not last. If whatever you prayed for came too soon, it might not last. And you don't want that to happen for you. It might not last, because you want to savor what it is that you've been praying for. You want to savor it. You got to. So remember, here it is. Delay can be preparation, delay is protection, and delay is redirection. Those are your 3 ways. Those are your 3 ways. Delay can be preparation, protection, and redirection. Not only that, but here it is. What happens if you quit too early? What happens if you quit the journey too early? What happens is you abandon progress you can't see. You don't even realize the progress that you made, because the thing that you've been asking for is not in your hands. You don't realize the progress that you made, because it seems like what you've been praying for and what you've been trying to achieve, it hasn't happened, and you don't see it happening. So when you abandon something too early, you don't get to see the work that you put in. You don't even realize the hard work you put in, all the crying, all the agonizing, all the praying, all the tears, all the frustration. That's work. You're putting in work. You see it as pain, but God sees it as work, as progress. You've been progressing the whole time. You've been progressing the whole time. We just didn't see it because you didn't realize that what you were experiencing is progress. And what we end up doing is we end up walking away right before we get our breakthrough. Why? Because we let our frustration cancel our future. You walk away right before the breakthrough because you let your frustration cancel your future. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but I need to let you know. Please hear me clear. Do not walk away. Do not walk away from the future that's meant for you. Meaning that what you're in right now, what you're experiencing right now, is your future. How is it my future? And it's the present. I know. Duh. Yes. What I'm saying is everything that you're experiencing right now is preparation for what's about to come. So in order for you to receive what's about to come, you got to prepare now like it's your future. Prepare. What preparation does now, it develops you for your future. So in other words, in actuality, your now is your future. Prepare, get ready. Get ready, because if you want what God has, you want the breakthrough, you got to treat your now like a future. Don't let do this, y'all. Don't let temporary delay make you make a permanent decision. Sometimes we get there. Sometimes our temporary delays make us make permanent decisions. Nah, we got to get to a place where it don't. We got to get to a place where the temporary stays temporary and the permanent stays permanent. Because those temporary delays, it causes us to make a rash decision. And when we make that decision, it's like, God, why did I do that? Why did I get with this person? Why did I jump into this relationship? Why did I start this business? It wasn't meant for me to start a business. Yeah, I didn't have the funds for it. Why did I put all this money into this house and they got leaks and cracks and mold and all this stuff? Why, God, why did I do that? Because that temporary delay you felt made you make a permanent decision. But don't worry, because guess what? There are ways. There are ways. There are ways. When we wait, there are ways to handle that waiting season. There are several ways to handle waiting season. One way to stay ready. In your waiting season, stay ready. You need to prepare like it's already on the way. Stay ready. They say you gotta it's better to stay ready. You stay ready so you won't have to get ready. So if you stay ready, guess what? You're already preparing for what's on the way. You're preparing because we're already ready. You're ready. But what we need to do, we don't need to get caught up. Don't get caught being unprepared. You cannot be caught being unprepared when the opportunity shows up. I always tell, as a coach, I will always tell my players, to even if they didn't start, I would say, when we call your name and when we call your number, you have to be ready. That's what practice is for. If you're a coach, you like sports, practice. The practice keeps you prepared. The practicing and the way you practice shows how prepared you are. If you got to practice, treat practice like it's game day. I tell my son Matthew that all the time. Every time you playing against people outside in the neighborhood, every time you practice, when you practice basketball, he plays basketball and flag football. Every time you practice like you're in the game. Don't lollygag. Don't have do it. Practice like you're in the game, because when you get in the game, guess what? It's easy. It's an everyday routine. Our problem is we treat life. Here it is. We treat life as such, like life. We don't treat it like we're preparing for what's to come. We don't treat life sometimes like we're preparing to receive our blessing and our breakthroughs that we want. We don't treat life like that. We treat life just walking around. Guess I get. I guess I won't. But if you prepare in life like you're preparing to get a breakthrough, guess what? When you receive your breakthrough, when you receive your blessing, when your prayers are answered, when you achieve your goals, it will be as if it was an everyday thing. Why? Because you prepared for it. So you got to prepare. So when the opportunity shows up for you to receive, when the opportunity shows up for you to bless somebody else, you will have the means to do it. So you got to stay ready. Also, when you're waiting season, you have to stay consistent. Stay consistent. Keep showing up even when nothing's changing. Keep showing up even when nothing is changing. Because what progress is still happening behind the scenes. Listen, let me tell y'all something. At this point right here, I'm talking to myself. I had gotten to a place with this reactivate thing that I'm like, man, I can't do this no more. Ain't nobody showing up. Ain't nobody tuning in. Ain't nobody replying. Ain't nobody sharing. I got there, y'all, just to be honest. But I had to tell myself, man, I can't treat my reactivate as a deny. It's just a delay moment. And because of that, I have to step up. I had to step up and show up when nothing was changing. No matter who's on, no matter who tunes in, no matter who likes, who shares, I got to keep showing up, because guess what? The progress is happening behind the scenes that y'all don't see. I had to reactivate myself in order to see the progress, in order to push myself towards progress. So we got to stay ready, stay consistent, and stop comparing. Listen, everybody's timeline is different. Everybody's timeline is different. My timeline is not your timeline. Your timeline is not their timeline. Their timeline is not your timeline. Everybody has a different timeline. When you compare, your comparison will make your process feel like a punishment. Comparison makes your process feel like a punishment. In other words, when you're looking at the way somebody else does their thing, you're punishing yourself. You're punishing yourself, ladies and gentlemen. We can't do that. We got to stay ready. We got to stay consistent. We got to be prepared, and we got to control our perspective. Stay ready, stay consistent, stop comparing, rather, I'm sorry, and control our perspective. What does that mean? They basically this means we need to shift from why is this happening to me to what is this season developing in me. That's how we change the perspective. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Start telling ourselves, what is this season developing me into? This season in this life that we're in is developing us. It's not happening to you, it's developing you. It's developing you into something greater. It's developing you into a greater purpose, a priority, a greater mindset, a greater life change. It's developing you. So we have to do that. We have to stay ready. We have to stay consistent. We have to stop comparing. Control our perspective. Celebrate the small signs. Celebrate them. Not everything is big, but it's still movement. Just because you don't see the big movement doesn't mean it's not moving. Think about it. How many times have we lived on this earth for however long we've lived on the earth? We've never felt the earth spin. Have you ever sat there and just stood in the middle of the road and just felt like you're spinning? No, but it's moving. In other words, you may not see the movement. You may not feel the movement, but guess what? You're progressing still. It's still movement. It's still movement. It's still progress, but you got to stay with it. You got to stay with it. You got to stay with it. Remember, here it is. Here it is. We got to stay ready. Here it is. In other words, this is how you handle your waiting season. How you handle your waiting season is you stay ready, you stay consistent, you stop comparing, you control your perspective, and you celebrate the small signs. I'm celebrating everything that's going on in my life, big, small, in between. I'm celebrating. Why? Because it's movement and it's happening for me. That's what I want for you. I want it to happen for you. Got to, man. We got to get to a place, ladies and gentlemen, where we believe even when we don't see results. You have to believe in yourself, in your dreams, in your goals when you don't see results. Focus on what you can control daily. Those are the way that you increase your belief in yourself. Focus on what you can control. And the thing you can't control is what you say. You can control what you do, and you can control how you handle certain situations. You can do that. You can't control everybody else. You can control those things in your life. Trust that the unseen progress is still progress. People don't see it, but guess what? It's still happening. It's still progress. Just because you don't see it working doesn't mean it's not working. You don't see it. Think about it. We don't see the inner workings of certain things. We use a phone every day. We use a cell phone every day. We don't see the inner workings of our cell phone. We can't see it. But guess what? When we pick up the phone and send a text message, it works. When we pick up the phone and answer a call, it works. When we stream our streaming networks, or we go on the internet, it works. Just because we don't see it working doesn't mean it's not working. Just because you don't see the final result doesn't mean it's not working. Guess what? It's working. It's just not your time yet. It's not your time. But when it becomes your time, believe me, you're gonna. Oh my God, the breakthrough and blessing you're gonna receive is going to be ridiculous. As I close, I always like to close with affirmation. I want you to repeat after me and write this down. Repeat after me and write this down. Say, I am not behind. I am being prepared. I am not behind. I'm just being prepared. I am not forgotten. I'm just being formed. Say it again. I am not forgotten. I'm just being formed. And last but not least, I am not denied. This is just a delay. I am not denied. This is just a delay. Listen, I want you to do me a favor, man. Let's write those down. Write those down, write those down, write those down, repeat them, post them somewhere, place them where you can see it. Because guess what? What's meant for you is still on the way. Don't quit in the waiting, y'all. What's meant for you is still on the way. Do not quit in the waiting. Please don't. Listen, that is my time. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you for chiming in and for showing up and typing and doing all the good things. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love you more than words can show. But I want to thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do me a favor once again before we get out of here. I need you to like, comment, and share this broadcast. Like, comment, and share this broadcast. There's so much going on behind the scenes that I can't tell you about. But believe me, when I am able to tell you, I promise you're going to be so excited. You're going to be so excited. I promise you. I promise you. Do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to go to www.qa4productions.com/what about Jesus and purchase your tickets today. Purchase your ticket today for What About Jesus. It is an amazing, soul stirring show that we are depicting a modern day version of the life, death, burial, and resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Do me a favor and go on there right now and get your tickets. Listen, you want to have your face in the place. I promise you, I think this is our 5th year doing this, and every year has been great. Every year has been amazing. Every year has been stupendous, and this one is going to be bigger and better than ever. I want to see you there. I want to see your face in the place. I'm actually in the play. I can't wait for you all to see it. Yes, starring me. No, I'm just playing. But I am one of the lead actors in the play, and I hope you will support my wonderful wife. She's done and is doing an amazing job with this production. I'm so godly proud of her, and I'm so excited to have you all tune in and to join. So listen, do me a favor, y'all, like, share, and comment this broadcast, and tune in with me every Monday, each and every Monday at 12 p.m. noon for your midday motivation. My name is Marcus Ford. I appreciate you for joining me, and I will see you next week, same time, same channel, right here on Reactivate the Moment TV. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Have a great week. I love you. Peace.